At this point in time, I have no idea what is happening with the voting so far. So, the latest rounds have come and gone. We are heading on into nearly the finals here, and I know a lot of you guys are excited to see what is going to come out of the voting and so forth, as I'm sure most of us are excited to see what new crazy one card from the voting that we'll get, by the way. Alright, so the first round match of the second round of the Create a Card project has concluded. Dino Mist got 11,808 votes, being out Weather with 8,300 votes. Now, remember, in the words of Triff, cited at 37.8, unilateral location 32.9, 69.69. A vote for Dynamist is, in fact, a vote for Pendulums. So make sure that you support Pendulum God getting a card that says you can only special summon Dynamist monsters. But honestly, these numbers are relatively huge. 11,000 people coming on out here and voting just to put Weather in their place. I understand, once again, that people are voting because this is a Pendulum archetype. A lot of players are pushing for that, and I get that, but at the end of the day, like, you know, Weather doesn't really have that dual edge support that you can really go for. We do clearly know that whatever wins this whole charade here, that it will be archetype specific 100% of the way here. Konami's not going to let previous mistakes come on through here, and we're not going to have to deal with, well, you know, it says Pendulums on it, so it'll be Dynamist specific. If somehow Dynamist make it all the way to the finals, we'll have to wait and see here. Now, the power of the other rounds. So, in the latest match of the second round, X-Sabers win with 7,868 votes to 7,148 votes for Fortune Ladies. Now, this is kind of interesting to me. This was a little bit closer than I really thought. I mean, yeah, it's 700 people different from what we were dealing with. But when you look at this numbers, like, X-Sabers have been polling through, all right? Like, we thought Lightsworns and Mermails would be the clear big contenders here. But X-Sabers aren't polling the 11,000 numbers that we see Dynamist polling. You know, Weather Painter pulled for 8,000. This was a 7,000, 7,000 split down the middle in terms of numbers, which at this point in time, I don't think X-Sabers is going to be pulling this out. As much as we want to see this new Beast Warrior, you know, warrior support for the X-Sabers, the problem here is their overall numbers so far have not been that great. Now, granted, this was versus Fortune Ladies. We did know that there are more X-Saber fanboys out there. Hi, I'm one of them. You know, we did not expect to see that representation push through to that degree, but at the end of the day, as much as I still want to see X-Sabers getting this representation, if you're only pulling in under 8,000 for these numbers, I don't think you're going to be the winner. I unfortunately think that Photon, or whoever the winner is, will end up beating this deck out, and it'll be really sad. Now, the next bracket, this was the talk of the town. All right, this was a clean death match, and it went really well. They were really neck and neck for a little while, and then things got a little bit wild. Now look at these numbers. All right, these are huge. So the latest match of the second round of the Create a Card project has concluded. Photon had 15,798 votes, beating out Frog with 14,000. This is why I say, when you look at these numbers, there is 29,000 people here voting. And X-Sabers be like, hey, we got 8,000, guys. This is the big killer round here. And respect to the Frog players versus the Photon players, all right? The biggest thing that I heard out of this was, I think it was Jeff Jones that was saying, vote Photon because nothing ever comes good from generic Frog support. And I do agree with that to a degree. All right, making Frog support is never a good thing, but we have ramped up these voting numbers now to higher numbers, actually. So I want to say congratulations to Photon here, taking down the latest round out of all of this. I think it was really impressive to see all of these duelists representing. Now, the biggest thing I'm starting to see here is Photon is that archetype from the anime. Players love their anime archetypes. All right, don't get me wrong. All right, Joey Wheeler, Red Eyes, Dark Magician, Blue Eyes. If you've kind of noticed, I mean, none of the other archetypes on the voting kind of had like this arch rival-esque support. Was voting rigged for this? Did Konami secretly know that Photons would do the thing? Also, a vote for Photons, according to the player base, is also a vote for Dragon support. So somehow that's where we're getting at. You know, we could do anything else here, but we could really get there. Now, what's up on the dinner table right now? Right now, as we are making this video, we have Sylvans versus Inzectors. Now, I'm not sure on the numbers. This will be wrapping up the next day, if not, you know, the next evening here. But we have Sylvans versus Inzectors. Now, overall, Sylvans, they've been doing relatively well in this, but at the same time here, I look at like your big contenders here. Like, we kind of expected Inzectors to get blown out along the way by Lightsworn, and you know, it would be Mermails versus, you know, Lightsworn in the finals. You know, all of a sudden we still have X-Sabers in the mix here. We have Photons trucking along, and well, it's that. Out of the two that are present here on the screen, I think I want to give it to Inzectors. And that's just because, like, this deck is a fan favorite. I mean, Sylvans are a fan favorite too, but the thing is, like, you can just play a better Sylvan deck called Adamanzipators, and you'll get better results based on not having to play the former support, alright? At least most card effects at this point in time for Inzectors have been modernized to give you that level of synergy to basically be able to have a good deck at this point. Now, that's not saying that Sylvans don't have a chance to win. It's just when I look at the competitive player base, I'm like, Inzectors. You have to think about, will the archetype be better with that one card? Will we really carry it on through? Also, a vote for Inzectors is a vote for insect support, which I really don't think that these cards that they're going to design are going to be all that generic at the end of the day. But I guess a vote for Sylvans is also a vote for plant support if you really want to pull that through. And then the last big thing here, as with how voting has been going here. All right. On this side of the bracket, this is going to be a challenging match. We're going to have Photons versus X-Sabers. And I'm going to be honest with you guys here at the end of the day. I think Photons clean sweep this up. I don't think X-Sabers stand a ghost of a chance. Even though I'm voting for X-Sabers here, and I want to see that new support, all right? I don't think, at this point in time, I think Photons, we'll talk about that in a second. So, Photons beat out X-Sabers on this side of the bracket. Unless something happens that's miraculous, I don't think X-Sabers are walking away with this. Now, on this side of the bracket, depending on what happens here with Inzectors versus Sylvans, I could see Inzectors trucking out and beating Dynamist. And if Sylvans win, I think Dynamist will get the chance to see victory. Now remember, Pendulum God is pushing for Pendulum support, alright? You've got Triff supporters versus the anime fanboys at this point. That's not to say that nobody else counts. I mean, your opinion is worth it. Make sure you vote. Alright, it's very important here. But I think if all things come down to it, based off of this bracket, you will have probably Dynamist versus Photons in the finals. And I almost guarantee you that we will be seeing Photons win the Create a Card 2020 here. And we will be getting a new support card. We'll have to wait and see. This is just how things are panning out right now, in my opinion. But what do you think something? Do you think X-Sabers can do it? Do you think X-Sabers can beat out the Photon Menace? Leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think is coming. And well, guys, I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace. Thank you, patrons, for making the ride never truly end. Without you guys' support, well, I would probably be doing Truffle Shuffle videos for a living. Guys, please check out VanCole40 for all of your Cardfight Vanguard content brought to you by MCole40. And if you are looking to pick up singles, check out mcolegames.com for your trading card game needs. Thanks for watching, everybody.